Landis employees, it's Matt here with a guest from Google Cloud,
Yes.
Jim Anderson. We're really appreciative of you taking the time to join us, and I wanted you to share a little bit with our employees on the journey that we're on. You know, we've done a similar discussion with Mineral at X and their involvement in the Innovation Center, but for your team, Jim, we're taking really public-facing steps, particularly around the data locker and how you play into that with the cloud. So first, thank you for being a part of that journey. We're really enjoying the work here. One of the things I hear really often from our farmer owners, or more so even our employees, is this data security, right? And how important that is. And oh my gosh, it's Google. Now what? What will they do with it? This is way beyond our control, and it's going to be a disaster. You know, I don't know. Everybody's got their view of it, right? And let's just be transparent with the team and talk a little bit about why security shouldn't be a concern for us, and why Google iCloud was the right choice for that security and moving the ball forward in a way that's good for our farmer owners, and that our team can feel safe in talking about that in that way to our farmer owners.
Well, first, you know, what I would say, Matt, is I can understand the concern about security, and you should be concerned about security, right? Security is very important, not just to us, but to all of our customers. That being said, and there's a couple aspects of story, but the first more important thing that I start with is your data is your data, right? And the way we look at it is it's your data, you control who has access to it. It's not Google's data. We don't use it for advertising. We don't make money off your data, those types of things. And so we're very sort of hard line on your data is your data, and we're here to work with you to secure your data as much as possible, and that's more of a shared responsibility.
Right. Good. Well, I think that's an important part of it, right? And you know, so saying you're not going to sell it, you're not going to advertise, I think that's an important part. So you've talked a little bit about encryption and even encryption during the transfer of the data. Just give them a light flavor of why they should feel safe, because we hear about all these hacks, right? A security breach, blah, blah, blah. Talk about the advancement that you all are, because you're kind of a data company at the core, and others are entering that space.
You're exactly right. We are a data company at the core, and as you know, we support over 6 billion users and protecting their data with over 20% of internet traffic going over our private network. So our approach to data is, first of all, security is basic to everything we do, right? So we start very much with security, and along those lines, we encrypt your data at rest, right? And we even now have technology that can encrypt data at transit. Right, so you know, once again, we're going to take all the necessary steps to make sure your data is secure. And what I like to talk about, instead of data sort of being a default, it's automatic with Google, right? And so you have to opt out of some of our security options if you want to with regard to your data, because that's how serious we take the data and security aspect of our business.
That's great, and I know our employees and our farmer owners too will appreciate that, because that's an important part.
It's a very important part.
Their gold, right? And we've got to steward that. So I probably should have asked this to begin with, but talk about why data in your mind is so important to agriculture, or maybe even agriculture and farmers, because we still have some farmers going, I'm not sure where this data thing's going and why. So talk a little bit about importance to ag, importance to farmers from your seat.
Well, I think in general, you know, what are people looking at as we move forward is, how can I use data in differentiated ways? One, to differentiate my customer experience, and two, to differentiate the revenue streams associated with our business. So as you look at, you know, ag and technology and those types of things that are coming together, the concept is not necessarily that I have data, it's the insights I get from that data that will allow me to change my business, right? And drive better outcomes as we move forward. So everyone is working on that, not just in the ag industry and other industries also. And what we are, as you said, is a data company. And so what we're seeking to do is partner with organizations like yourselves, with farmers, where we can bring innovation around data and combine it with their domain expertise to use data in differentiated ways to transform the industry. And that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I think that's so important, because you know, we do believe data is gold, and our journey together now is to help the farmer understand that, and how that can bridge them all the way to the consumer, and you know, that gap that exists today. Data is the best journey to kind of close that gap.
It really is, and it's data and the insights, right? When you go today, you search on Google.com, you get basically insights associated with data, right? We want to bring that to the ag industry and to make sure that they can get those same benefits that benefit them moving forward.
That's great. Well said. So last question. Describe your experience so far with Landis. You know, why Landis? What's working well? Just dump it out there for all of the Landis employees to hear, okay?
Well, you know, I talk about this a lot. It's the first thing you look at when you have a partnership is the culture of the two organizations. And some of the key tenets of Landis around agility, courage to innovate, teamwork, we call it collaboration, speed, are some of the same foundational concepts that we have at Google. So there's a cultural match between the two organizations.
Yeah.
And what we've seen as we've sort of moved forward is that's allowed us to really, I think, move very fast and accelerate trying to make a difference in this environment with your customer and those types of things. So I think we have a cultural fit. We're both committed to transforming the industry and bringing value to our customers, and that's laid a great foundation for moving forward and really making a difference out in the world today, which is our goal.
Yeah, so important for both organizations, that culture fit. You know,
Yes.
when you take these steps together, especially with the future of data, insights, tech,
Yeah.
you got to see the world through the same lens. And without a doubt, I think that from day one was very clear. You must have done a lot of Google searches on us. How's that? Would that be a
You know what?
safe
Hey,
assumption?
I'll say Google searches and even YouTube. I
There
will do a
you
little
go, the
YouTube
there you
searches
go.
also and go from there. But you know, as you mentioned, it's important to have the courage and it's important to want to drive the speed. And those are some of the things we've experienced so far with the Landis team, and that's why we're really excited about this opportunity.
Well, likewise. Jim Anderson, thank you so much. We look forward to you and your team continuing this journey. We appreciate what you're doing, and let's change agriculture's
Hey,
future together.
We appreciate the opportunity to work together. We're really excited about it.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.